this is the day before the National Football League takes the field for 6 wild card games, 3 games Saturday, 3 games Sunday. I have not one but 2 pregame shows of 4 hours in length to host this weekend, starting at 9 a.m. Eastern Time every single weekend day on NFL Network. 4 hours. It is Super Wild Card Weekend. And again, that is the voice of Wile E. Coyote. Again, this is the way my brain is wired. Anytime I see Super Wild Card Weekend, that's what I think of. It's just Wile E. Coyote, super genius. And this is Super Wild Card Weekend. And I love all these matchups. They're all terrific. You know, every season you get 2 teams that either hadn't played each other during the season or are used to having played each other in the postseason, or 2 teams that have varying degrees of hopes and possibilities, not just for the organization, but maybe for players playing in their last games in the NFL, or for their teams, or division rivals. So you've got a little bit of everything here. And, you know, let's run through them here. And it starts with Colts and Bills, and I love this game. I love the fact that the Buffalo Bills are, for the second half of the season, an argument could be made that they have been the best team in the NFL. 13-3 for the first time since 1991, when Jim Kelly was in the midst of leading the Bills to 4 straight Super Bowls. It took Josh Allen 3 years to do, for the first time, what Jim Kelly was unable to do twice, which is win 13 games for the great franchise resting there in Western New York with a passionate fan base that is going to get a chance to watch them play. 6,700 lucky people who are going to fork up the cash, whether in the primary or secondary market, to go watch their team with Josh Allen, who I have nicknamed the Mandalorian quarterback because he stands there upright in his armor, in his helmet, which he refuses to take off until the job is done. This is the way for the Buffalo Bills. And he has Stephon Diggs, one of the best receivers in the game, blossoming with his talent at the same time as Allen begins to get a better sense of things, and he has got a great sense of things. And everything is pointing up. Sean McDermott, my preseason coach of the year, the Bills are feeling it. And who's coming in to try and one-and-done them but from their past? The guy who backed up Jim Kelly, the guy who has authored the greatest comeback in postseason history still to this day in Frank Reich and the Indianapolis Colts, and who's his quarterback, but maybe in his last game, that last best chance to win a championship, Phillip Rivers. We had Jonathan Taylor there, Studley, running back, who wound up 3rd in the league in rushing. He hit his kind of rookie wall in the middle of the season, and he finished up strong, 3rd in the league in rushing. The Indianapolis Colts at one point on Sunday had a chance to win the division or be knocked out of the playoffs. They are there. DeForest Buckner. We keep talking about how the Bills traded a first-round pick for a major role player for them in Stephon Diggs. The Colts did the same thing, taking DeForest Buckner from the defending NFC champion 49ers, sticking him on a defensive line. The line play, you could make a very good case, is Indianapolis' best chance to try and control this game and win. Love 2 versus 7. Then the second game of the afternoon on Saturday is one of those division games. It's Rams versus Seahawks Part 3. Will the Rams get Jared Goff under center just 2 weeks after needing surgery on his throwing hand thumb? Will Sean McVay say, after an assessment of Goff's practice time and play, I'm going to go with John Wolford, who made his first career start, the Arizona hotshot from the AAF, getting the win, although the offense for the Rams scored as many points as their defense did in getting them through against the Cardinals, 9 points each. And it's that defense with Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey coming in to try and make sure the offense with Goff or with Wolford does appear. Andrew Whitworth, their Studley left tackle, will return from injury for this game. They're hoping that that's the case. Can the defense, though, make sure that Russ does not cook? Can Jalen Ramsey erase DK Metcalf? And Aaron Donald stop the run game on the way to keeping Russ from cooking? Two teams that know each other, do not like each other. Great slobber knocker contests when the Rams and Seahawks face each other. That's the middle of the Saturday triple header that winds up with Tom Brady, Thomas Edward Brady. Wondered how his first season outside of New England would work. It winds up with him leading the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to their first playoff season since 2007. He does throw for 40 touchdowns, even though the season was rife with questions about how efficient this offense was looking, could be, possibly adding too many parts like Leonard Fournette at the outset of the season and Antonio Brown in the middle of the season, and the offensive line not protecting Tom Brady, losing to Nick Foles and the Bears and teams that can apply pressure on him, making things very difficult. But the last month of the season, everything turned around. Was it because we were facing lesser than competition? We will find out in Brady's first career wild card weekend appearance as a wild card quarterback. Not a division winner. His first road start on wild card weekend of his stellar Hall of Fame career. And who is he facing but the Washington football team? And he's facing the Washington football team headlined by the best defensive rookie that we have seen in 2020. And Chase Young, who is just dynamite, ready to get Brady off the spot, ready to get him to rush his throws with the rest of this defensive line that, like those Giants teams of back in the day, can just put 4 sets of hands in the dirt and go hunt. They don't need to scheme their way to the quarterback. They just have 4 guys and go hunt and go play defense on the back end with Mike Evans potentially hobbled and Godwin and Antonio Brown and Gronk. And, of course, the feel-good story of the year, Ron Rivera beating cancer and turning to Alex Smith at quarterback, forced by a quarterback who they started this year who eventually got cut, and Dwayne Haskins not ready for prime time. Kyle Allen gets hurt. In comes a guy who needs 17 surgeries on a leg, almost lost his leg, almost lost his life potentially. And Alex Smith says, I'm coming back. I'm winning games like Thanksgiving Day at Dallas, like giving Pittsburgh its first loss of the season. Coming back again from injury to win the final game of the season. Let's leave Nate Sudfeld where he is. The Washington football team was the best team in the NFC East and does have a home game against Tom Brady on Saturday night on NBC. Love that triple header.